They were ready for that.
Are we live? Holy shit, we're live, guys.
Are we live?
Hang
Live,
on.
live, live.
Beaming directly into your retina.
Woo! Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Um, it's
Uh,
giving me a black screen. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
a
what I'm
oh,
black
supposed
screen.
to
let's
see?
see here. I'm going to transition this. How about now?
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go. You got
Whoa.
it.
I
I
that
hear your
is
voice and
dope,
everything.
dude.
All right.
Damn.
I wonder
Yeah,
if we
it works.
can
I guess I should introduce
see how
this.
it looks.
Hi, everybody. If you are tuning in and listening to us for the first time, my name is Devin King. I am your new host for this show. Um, but we do have our former host, Ian Taylor, on board with us this evening. Um, and we just thought we'd break it down to you guys what has happened. So we've been on something of a hiatus due to several personal things and uh, events outside of our control. But after spending much time off the air, we've recuperated and we are finding ourselves back to basics, back to what has made the show to begin with, and we are going to be picking things up where we left off in a sense, but taking things in a somewhat different direction. So just to address, we do have something of a different aesthetic backdrop here. We are no longer the pretentious asshats of cinema, nor are we the prestigious connoisseurs of content. We are now the Moray Media Collective, which sounds like a very ominous shadow organization cult, because it is. Um, but no, we're just good friends, all film students, um, and we have a grave interest in the theater of the absurd, as David Lynch loves to call it. So, welcome to anybody that is joining us, listening to us for the first time. Today, we're just having a casual chat, mostly just a technical test. I haven't run the stream on my end before today, so I'm just getting things off the ground started here, and here we are. Uh, this is a test. Anyway,
Boosting.
anyway,
Yeah.
joining with me this evening, we have Ian Taylor, our former host. Um,
Yo.
who I'm sure you're familiar with. And we also have Daryl Ailes, who has been on the show quite a bit and has stepping up his ranks and his role,
Yo, we got
to
three
be
more
more
people
involved.
on there.
I'm getting to you. And we have the very impatient but very persistent and astute Aaron Kramers, who is a dear friend of
Yo.
ours. Been involved in a lot of our projects and a lot of our episodes over the last couple of years. So, how did the show get started, Ian?
Well, essentially, COVID hit us pretty hard.
Hmm.
Like I got pretty bored, and we got pretty bored, and then we realized, we like talking about movies a lot. Why don't we just talk about movies and share it on the internet? Share it with people. We could get other guests involved. We could do. Took a while to get to themed episodes, but eventually it grew up to First Dates with Moray, and ever since then we've gotten a fantastic Discord community. We've gotten tons of people involved, lots of guests involved in the industry, and it's blew up way harder than I expected. And it is unfortunate that I have to step down. There's a lot of things going on in my life right now. Like I'm going to the gym. I'm managing two different campaigns in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm managing a board game I'm working on. So I just got way too much stuff going on. But
Fair
these two
enough.
lads, Devin and Daryl, are some of my best friends and are incredibly capable of making powerful and
Mm.
just meaningful discussions that I really look forward to hearing.
Well, yeah, I mean, this thing started again as a pandemic project. Like both of us were film
Mhm.
students, and we none of us were working in the field that we were aiming to be in. And with the pandemic, we were just kind of stuck at home and just trying to figure out, well, what can we do with this film education we spent all this money toward when we were unable to um, get other projects off the ground. So we thought, why don't we try this podcast? And I remember we were trying to figure out what day of the week would work best for everybody, and we landed on Tuesdays. And I just remembered this book I remember half reading in high school called Tuesdays with Maury. And just by word association, I thought of Tuesdays with Moray, like the Moray patterning. and that's like the DFATC and low bitrate video, and it's just one of those stupid names that stuck, and now that's like the one part of our branding that's kind of been consistent through all the name changes and all the new iterations. Um, but yeah, I love how things kind of started out. Like I didn't know where we were gonna go with any of it. I always considered it kind of a bridge project, but it really became something beyond that. Um, what we have here is a nice little community. You can join our Discord if you're so inclined. I'll post a link for that below somewhere. If you're listening to this on YouTube after we live stream on Twitch, um, and we're gonna pick up a schedule. We used to do this every week, but that got to be a bit too much. We started doing every other week. Um, and we're gonna just start slow and pick it up from there. We have other creative projects that we have in the back burner, which we'll announce in good time. Um, all I'll say for now is that this coming Tuesday, uh, it all comes full circle. We are going to be doing an episode of the podcast, which has a new name, which we will announce later. It's no longer Thursdays with Moray, but we'll be announcing the new title of the show. Uh, and we're going to be doing an episode focused on mental health, as May is Mental Health Month, which also seems very fitting and apropos considering things that we've all personally been through and where the show has taken us. Um, but the films we're going to be discussing this Tuesday is this documentary by Alan King called Warrendale. It was the first film that he ever directed, part of his actuality dramas, which are these cinema verite style documentaries he made back in the 60s. He was arguably sort of a pioneer of the style, or an early adopter of that kind of style of filmmaking. Um, very eager to talk about that film. It's very disturbing, but I think a very necessary watch um, in terms of understanding this topic and just looking at this house of like emotionally disturbed children and how they've dealt with treating them back then, and hopefully the ways we've improved since then. So that's first on the list. We really should be doing more documentaries on the show, I think, going forward, because that's one that I have quite a personal history with, and I can't wait to get more in discussing that. But
There's some really good docs out there as well. Like
absolutely.
I kind of
So much
avoid pitching
material.
them sometimes, but now that you
Agreed.
say that, yeah.
But
And there's our new co-host, Daryl Ailes.
yep.
Who is
Yeah,
this
yeah. Sorry.
gentleman
I
we
guess I
have
haven't been
here?
talking. If you want the peek behind the curtain, I just discovered that people actually posted in the Bo's Afraid thread, and poof, I've been on a journey. But
Oh
yeah,
boy.
that's just one of the many cool things in our Discord that you can find. Regardless, yeah, hi everybody. I'm Daryl. I've been a guest on the podcast a fair few times, and yeah, I was just kind of, I don't know how to put it. After everything happened that happened, Devin was in a rough place, and I think me and Steve were just trying to be there for him in terms of support, and that kind of,
And I appreciate
you
that
know,
immensely. I really do.
You guys
snowballed.
did a great job.
Well, yeah, but it's your friends. I mean, aside from all this podcast stuff, you still just want to be there for your friends when they're going
Mm,
through rough shit, right? So, yeah, it just kind of, gravitated towards that. And while I'm busier nowadays than I used to be, I think it's also I'm also not watching enough films, so this is going to be great for me to really push myself because I know you guys carried a huge weight over the course of your the year or two you had. Like, what was it, you did 50 episodes in a year because you only took like 2 weeks off, and then that means you
yeah.
reviewed 150 movies,
Per
and
year.
that's
And it was
wild.
more than that. We did this for 2 years, over three, and with 112 original episodes that we did of the show, 3 films per episode. That's like well over 300 films. Half of
It's
them I can't
wild.
remember.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Until someone brings up the title, it's like, oh yeah, I remember sitting through that or watching that. Well, half distracted. I barely remember that one. But some of the films that we've watched on this show have really stayed with me, and would maintain that if it weren't for the show, I may not have seen certain films. And
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. That's my whole point bringing it up, right? It's like I
yeah,
feel like I'm not getting that anymore because I've been too focused on making real things, and now that the snowball's kind of rolling on making things, I just want to stay connected. So this is going to be a great exercise for me to stick around. I still may miss episodes here and there, and I'll try and get people out. But yeah, it's going to be a fun little thing stepping into the I don't even know how to put it,
back,
the
back into the
danger zone
realm of
watching.
back into the realm of film criticism. But
Yeah, yeah.
that's the thing. Like there's a lot of channels and servers out there, lot lots of media out there that we watch and we're fans of, people that watch and review films. But I think collectively we can agree that people get very cynical when it comes to certain movie kind of releases. Um, and there's a bit of a culture that can get a little out of hand when it comes to like certain like movie criticism or media criticism. And while we contribute to that in our own little way, we do try to balance that out somewhat by bringing more of a balanced perspective. And I always try to broaden the topic of the films we review into larger spheres. Like again, with mental health awareness, that's really the main thing that we're focusing on, and just want to explore the real world applications of that. Um, and actually, I'll say this now. One of the guests that I'm inviting for the show next week is someone that has worked with mental health, who also happens to be my cousin. So I know him quite well. Um, but he'll be on
You
here,
know your
and
cousin? Gross.
yeah, known him all my life. But no, like he's worked
Anyways,
he's worked as a mental health worker in a similar vein as Warrendale, but not quite, different age group. So I'm just curious to hear like his thoughts, and that's really more what I want to do with the show, is that I want to do episodes. So just to give a bit more context, more background. So our first episode of the show that we ever did, way back, we had the most random pairing of films ever. It was just two, and we decided to do Phantom Thread and The Other Guys. Films that have nothing to do with each other. I don't even think I watched the other one, to be honest. And this was just hosted as a Discord call. Um, we didn't even record it. But the second episode we did, we started pinning down the format more or less that we would be adapting going there on out. We decided to do two films that were thematically similar to each other, and then we invited a guest on to recommend a third film. And the two films that we recovered then was Tenet, because it just came out, and then we did another time travel film that I think is very underrated and deserved a lot of attention, called Primer. Now it's gotten a fair bit of a cult following since, and we were kind of late on that board. But just comparing two time travel movies, two vastly different budgets, um, and we started to get into that kind of a theme from there. And it sort of grew that we would take three films that have some shared theme or some shared idea in common, and they can be very different, but it's that sort of overarching theme between films that I think really grounds the discussion. And that's kind of the angle that we've carried through that I think makes our content unique. I haven't seen anyone else quite do it that way, where they take, three films that have some shared theme in common, like an unofficial trilogy, and just try to find some common threads between them. And that's what I love this show for, and what I hope to continue to do going forward. And then bring in guests, people that know more about me on topics that are related to the films we review, to give their insights. That is the type. Those are the type of episodes that I've loved the most from the original show that we've done, and that's what I would love to focus on going forward when we do this particular show.
very
Yeah,
nice.
definitely, man, definitely. And I'm gonna hopefully keep some panels rolling as well
Oh
from
yeah,
here to there, so that we kind of have maybe one of each a month. But easing up a lot more in terms of
oh yeah,
output of content was very necessary for
yeah.
as
We,
we're
we
going to talk about everyone's mental health.
oh yeah. Going forward, we might do one or two episodes of this show a month, but or alternate between uh, a thing that Daryl had started, and that's more open panel discussions, which this kind of is. This is more of an
Kind of.
announcement stream, but we're doing it in a very casual, kind of conversational manner, which I think is very fitting and organic in terms of how Discord works. Like we hang out on Discord, we record through Discord, stream onto Twitch, and then later upload it to YouTube. So we're kind of in three places, but collectively, most of us are on our Discord, which you can join in the link down below. Hope I don't have to regret plugging that, but we are going to be implementing some rules in place so that you can opt in to accept them, and we'll screen people. most of the people that have been in the server have been pretty good. Like everyone seems to agree with most of the rules that we have, and they were pretty unwritten for the longest time. But we're finally putting those safeguards in place, and I think we got a really nice group going on here. And that's the thing I've been most proud of since starting this whole thing. I never expected the podcast to take off necessarily. Like I wasn't expecting us to be the next Sardonicast or anything. But this little, group that we've created of just, friends hanging out and people that have interest in film, just discussing their passions and talking about life in general and sharing our mutual goals and ambitions. This is the thing that we've built that I'm really proud of and hope to continue developing in the future.
Definitely. I feel like that's part of it all, right? Like this collective has kind of grown naturally, and kind of fostering that is definitely key to going forward.
hmm Oh, and I was just reading your reply in the Beau is Afraid thread. So
Bro, that was a thread. I'll tell you what.
it went off. I feel like I went a little overboard. I got a
I'm-
little. I
I
got a
don't know
little.
if you should have really apologized. Like I think Steve took that the wrong way. I
True.
think it's not how you
I
meant it, but the fact
Yep.
that it could have been that, yeah, definitely
Miscommunication.
apologize for
I,
that. But like,
I bit of damage control. I didn't mean to offend with that
but
point.
at the
So
same time, your point is the larger thing is like we don't. If you want to be an original creative, then like that's the kind of thing you got to do, right? Is like go see the original movies
true.
getting made. But that's
So
whatever. That's a larger point, regardless.
yeah, for people listening without context, we saw the film Beau is Afraid, which is also very apt for Mental Health Awareness Month, um,
Yeah.
in a sense, because that film is a 3-hour guilt trip fever dream. We might do an impromptu spoiler-free review of that in the episode if we feel up to it. Um, but yeah, on our channel we'll have little threads dedicated to films that are just released that we want to discuss that are just raw in the ether. And we'll try to integrate them into the episodes when they come up, just to be topical and relevant. Um, but in this case, I do think that that film would be relevant to mental health awareness to an extent. But again, not everyone has seen it. It's not doing as well as it probably should have, which is
So
unfortunate.
sadly.
But it is it's a bit of a big ask for modern audiences. It is like a 3-hour long film, and it's a lot. In terms
It's
of
so much.
there's yeah, like I can't imagine seeing it twice, but that's what you did.
Bro, I actually really liked it more the second time, and I've been considering it seeing a third time
I
because I just want to take notes the whole time. But
I
regardless,
no, I think after I've sat with it for a minute, I think I do want to see it one more time, but while it's still in theaters, just to support the guy. I did see a clip of it was Ari Aster, um, or no, it was Joaquin Phoenix, um, showing up for a Q&A that Ari Aster was supposed
fucked
to
on
do.
acid.
And he's just explaining to the audience saying, well, the good news is the director and the producer are here. The bad news is they're high on acid, and you can tell. And he's just saying, but and you can tell that he's just secondhand embarrassed. By the time they actually showed up, he just starts like rubbing his eyes, like, why the fuck am I associated with these people? These unprofessional assholes. Like you can
Post
just
not clarity.
you can just feel. Oh fuck! You can just feel. You see that like, uh, yeah, just him, just being embarrassed to be there. That's secondhand embarrassment. Like, here's some
Who,
guys who are,
Joaquin?
yeah, Joaquin.
No, Joaquin's fucked up on acid himself, man.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
like he
takes a
can
lot of
barely
drugs,
talk.
yeah.
That's why he's trying to give him the mic, and he's like, "No, some conversations are for you and me." And it's like you're standing in front of a fucking crowd of a Q&A. But
I mean,
regardless,
it
yeah,
could
no,
be an
he was
act.
messed up.
It could be an act,
Could be, but
which is
he
fun
does
if
mad
it is.
drugs.
But
Yeah, he's
oh
good though.
god.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but
it's
just
crazy just
reminds
the
me of
extremes.
Trey
Like,
Parker.
it's crazy just the extreme personalities that these entertainers have.
Come
To
together, yeah.
they almost have to have
Yeah,
it. But
well, it's like when Trey Parker and Matt Stone were on acid and dressed up as women at the Oscars. And
You
like
just
during
can't
an
say anything about
interview,
the
you could
drag.
see Matt Stone and like eyes go wide, like he was having a bad trip, like that just started in the middle of an interview. Like he was talking and they just went silent. They just stared off into outer space, and like Trey Parker had to like step in to finish.
I just
What
thought of a
absolute
terrible
test!
image to put up on this, but okay, I just remembered that I'm
Hi,
hosting
Matt.
this show. Um, oh,
Yeah,
hold
hey
up.
Matt, what's up, dude?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, He's been on an episode before, our Godzilla episode. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
How's it
There
going?
he is.
Waiting for my
There
son to
he
come up
is.
so I can put him to bed. That's what I'm doing.
Hmm.
You sound tired.
Yeah, it was my Friday of work today, so yes, I'm quite spent.
Ugh.
Here.
Yeah, Fridays. I seem to remember are pretty rough over there.
Although my Friday is
Fun.
Thursday, it's quite weird.
My Friday's a Sunday.
My Monday is a
My
Sunday.
Sunday is a Friday. My Sunday is a Friday. My
Just
Friday
another
is
man
I
named
was
Friday's
just about to say
Sunday.
that. God damn it, Devin.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
always
whoa.
beat me to it.
I wish
You
it was
always beat YouTube
Sunday.
referencing it. Daryl, have you seen Guardians
That's
3 yet?
my no run day.
Me?
What?
No.
Oh no, I haven't seen Guardians.
Oh
3.
no, Daryl. Daryl.
No, I was
Oh,
thinking about
I
going to
think
the
Daryl.
drive-in to see it, but then I was like, can you take a 7-month-old to a drive-in? I don't know.
Sure you can.
She might just fall asleep and then
I mean, that's
fucking
probably for the best.
yeah. usually.
They don't want the child seeing some of that. No spoilers, but
It's
I
just
know, man. She's
let's
if
go for it.
she's
Yes.
like paying attention, she sees way more fucked up from just the movies we watch. Because like,
I mean,
like
I know I could.
What
I know I
movies?
couldn't take a 3-year-old there. Like, there's no way in hell.
no, it passes
just-
a point, right? Yeah.
Well, because he's at the point where he'd just disappear. He'd like run off
It's-
somewhere and vanish.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
different.
a handful, right? Probably
Yeah.
around 5, maybe.
let's just see that this works. Oh yeah.
I mean, he's at the age where he's watching Bluey now, and there's literally an episode where they take him to the theater, and the 4-year-old ends up in the lobby. And I'm just like, yep, that's what he would do.
How good is Bluey?
Yeah,
I'm
great
like,
actor.
I'm
As far
kinda
as
getting
kids
soaked
shows
on
go,
it,
it's
man.
probably the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It's
and
like
just like
I
every clip looks
started
so good
watching.
and
I'm like,
wholesome.
why is this good? Like why?
Wait, you've watched it?
I saw like a couple episodes. I saw a video talking about Bluey is Bluey we're talking about, right?
Seen 100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
Drew
seen
really
100
likes that
videos
one.
talking
Yeah.
about them, man.
Yeah,
like,
I saw a video talking about it. I started watching like, wow, this is actually really like wholesome and not insulting to my intelligence. And yeah, I even like I have younger cousins and we bought like a DVD for them because I want them to watch it. Like, yeah.
yeah, I'm just
One,
beating
it's
you.
not like hideous to look at, which is usually a plus. Two,
Oh,
it doesn't make
yeah,
me
tell
want to
me
like
about it.
claw my ears off like some of them do. And 3, I feel like even I learned some things from it,
Interesting.
which is
Yeah,
usually
it's
pretty
good
rare
when
for them
very
to
good.
teach lessons to the parents. Like, not only does it teach the kids things, it teaches the parents things too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see a lot of like, what's
That's
the episode
a sign
that
of
made you cry?
like really
kind of
intelligent writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's
Yeah,
Australian.
well,
They
Sesame
seem to
Street
know
used to do
something we
that.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Australian. They don't suffer to the American curse. But it shows like Sesame Street and like Bear in the Big Blue House did stuff.
No, I
like
think
that
some
all
of the
time.
problem with like American programming is that they like basically throw you in a like foam-filled room, so you can't hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
essentially, yeah, they sanitize everything way too much. That all of the depth is just sucked right out.
There's only like one thing on a
Sounds
kids
cool.
show that'll get you censored in Australia, and that's saying that spiders are nice.
Or
Really?
apparently weighing yourself.
Peppa
They gotta
Pig
deal with big
has a
spiders.
banned episode. Like in Australia, Peppa Pig got an episode banned there.
What?
If only all of it was banned.
It's because there was an episode about spiders being your friend, and it's like, nope, that is not true. In Australia, spiders are not your friend.
Fair. Yeah, that's fantastic.
No, they
That's
absolutely
really
are.
the
Have you
reason.
seen like? That's funny.
Devin,
Have you
what
seen
is
like
the
spider
fucking
season
still?
photos? It literally looks like the mist. Like it's so creepy. Like all the
What's
giant
happening?
webs stuck between the
It's
trees.
where I'm sure it's where the Dark Souls artists got their inspiration from for spiders.
Guarantee it. Yeah, Miyazaki, the lead guy, is really afraid of spiders. So that's probably how he can cook up some really creepy ones.
Now I'm just thinking of the
That's
fucking
weird.
spider from like Harry Potter where they put it on roller skates.
Oh, yeah. Person of
Were they-
Azkaban, yeah.
Yeah, like when they're like, "Oh, it's your greatest fear," and it's like, "Now cast a spell on it." Now the spider has covered in roller skates.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or
ridiculous.
dress up Snape in fancy clothes.
Is that what happened
Or
to
is that
him?
like old?
I know Snape came out for somebody. I just don't remember what happened to him.
That was somebody's greatest fear. Yeah, but oh yeah, he trusted his grandma's clothes because he told him to think about his grandma. It's like,
Oh
what's
yeah, it
your
was
biggest
Neville
fear?
Graham's
Professor
clothes.
Snape.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
Professor Snape. Oh, I'm sure. If we all fear him. Yeah, he's just kind of teasing him. It's the best Harry Potter movie, I think. I know it's not accurate to the book. Your favorite of the movies.
The like that. Yeah, the third one was pretty good. I think it started to fall off after the fourth one.
Yeah, Half Blood Prince was pretty good, but otherwise,
The video
yeah.
games definitely fell off after the third one.
Oh,
Oh my
Jesus,
God,
the
the
video
fourth
games
one's
were
incredible.
awful. Yeah, oh geez. Half-Blood Prince is just a third-person shooter with the worst shooting mechanics imaginable.
1, 2, and 3 on the PC were like really friggin' fun, and during their time, they're like third-person like puzzle shooter type games. It's a really I don't even know what to call the genre, but like they were made in Unreal Engine, so they were like really neat.
Yeah, they're really
I'll-
groundbreaking for
I'll never
Yeah.
forget the Bean bonus room.
Oh,
beans.
collecting.
Yeah,
them.
the
but,
currency.
yeah,
30
and
pots
then
bean.
they went shit, and then Hogwarts Legacy was pretty good, but because of that, we can't have nice things, and people remember.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have Hogwarts Legacy. It's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. Doesn't exist. Can't play it.
I was listening to
You
the
know.
radio, hearing like ads for like the stage show for Cursed Child in Toronto, and I'm just thinking, how many angry Reddit posts are there about this?
Hogwarts
Oh,
Legacy,
you know
why
there's
don't
so many.
hog on
But
my
I've
awards.
also, I've also
That
never
was
heard
pretty good.
anyone say those things about the Cursed Child, like the play or the book.
No,
like it's
not at
always
all.
like at best meh, and it's like no, this is a masterpiece coming to Mirvish Theater. It's like what the
It's
fuck are
supposed to
you
be really
talking
good.
about?
Like I imagine the effects be really cool, like all the practical.
Yeah, the ad plays it up so bad, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
the
the fuck am I
ad's just
listening to?
The topic
Yo,
is changing too fast for me to find relevant images to change. I'm just
bro, you fucking I seen it, dude. I seen it.
I hope we don't get flagged for
we
that.
see.
Yeah.
Please
Well,
refrain from posting
Underdog.
PS1 Hagrid. I don't need a boner right now.
PS1 Hagrid. Oh yeah, Chris O'Neill was like making memes of PS1 Hagrid.
God, Chris O'Neill playing on the friggin' Gmod Harry Potter roleplay server is like a medicine that I need in my life.
That's the image
Or
you were
they
talking
like
about,
saying
right, Daryl?
racist shit to try and get expelled.
They were literally trying to get banned from the server for 20 minutes, and they finally did.
It took
They were just like messing with a power tripping mod for most of it. It was hilarious.
so
That was funny.
Yep.
Made me go into that server and try to get banned from it.
Oh, Donkey needs to go in that server and get banned from it. That would be a masterpiece. He probably
I
already
remember
has.
Joel. I remember watching one guy get banned from a Russian CS:GO server in 19 seconds.
What did he do? They said the N-word.
No, he started saying Russia sucks balls, America forever, something like that.
America Forever. Okay,
We have
anybody who hears
sausage and
America
freedom.
Forever and takes it seriously has issue.
I'm just surprised it
Russia
took
sucks
19 seconds. I
balls.
thought it would be faster.
Yeah, as soon as you say America, ban hammer.
Yeah.
Bluey.
The game. Bluey, yeah.
It,
But,
al-
I heard, like-
it also doesn't use the trope of the idiot father. The father's not a complete retard in this shit.
Yes,
He's not
I
a
hate
moron.
that
I
trope
love
so
that.
much. Thank you. Yeah.
And it's like one of the only shows that I've seen where like it integrates the behavior of how people are with phones now, and the parents just casually kind of use them while sitting on the couch, and it's like normalized now, which it's surreal to see in like a kids show these days. I don't know why.
Well, then they even
Yes.
bring it up where like they have the puppet at home, and it's like, wow, we're using our phones way too much. Look at how boring our pictures are.
That's a good.
That's actually good.
That's a good commentary, and I like how just like clever but simple like the commentary it is. Like it's very just like simplified, and I like that. It just really distills
And
it
both
down
parents
to
are like do things equally as well. Like it doesn't just prioritize for one doing specific
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
They'll
this is
both
just like
clean.
men
They'll
bad.
both
Yeah.
they'll both do all the parts of the house chores and whatnot.
yeah. But I just wanted to highlight that.
Parents just act like children. They don't act like I don't know, like hyperbole.
Hmm.
They don't act like 50-year-olds writing children.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point
Yeah,
out
like
how our
Caillou comes to mind when I think about what I'm trying to
Oh
say.
God, Jesus Christ!
our conversation went from like Bo is afraid to Bluey just so organically, and that's what
So
I love about
seamlessly.
just this.
Bo is it? Well, I know what Bo is afraid of. He's afraid of Bluey.
I mean,
In
he's
a
afraid of
way,
blue balls.
he's got the worst Bluey in the world. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got
in a way,
the,
you're correct.
the worst case of Bluey balls ever.
I look at that movie title. I'm like, what the fuck is it about? Like, what the hell?
Dude, but
That
it's
you
so
will
good
wonder
once you
that
see
as
it.
you're watching it. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, you will. But
I'm
It's
sure I'll
so
wonder
weird.
that when I will finish it. I'll be like, what was that about?
I will
It-
I will spoil it with one word and answer the question. Everything.
Penis?
goddamn, that would be the spoiler
Yeah,
for
penis too. That is
every
also a
5
spoiler.
seconds.
I finally
Yeah.
got around to watching Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ooh,
What'd you think?
do tell.
Rocks.
Yes, it does.
No, he's
So
saying
good.
literally there's 2 rocks that it focuses on.
Oh yeah, rocks.
I'm going to hug you now.
I
No,
never
you're a
thought
rock.
I'd
You
shed a
can't move.
tear over rocks, but I did
Be
several
rock.
times.
Yeah.
Every single
Stop
time.
moving. You're not supposed to move. No, I'm going to hug you.
There's no rules.
Oh, he's stuck the kid. Hi, kid.
He needs to
Any-
go
But,
get
like-
his plushie from downstairs.
I just want to
Or
say,
Squishmallow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say, in another lifetime, I would really love to do laundry and taxes with you.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I know.
shame. You gotta feel the same way.
Yeah.
Really, he's not a simple man.
I know there's a lot of memes about that because meme culture has to ruin everything, but
I saw someone
I love
say
that line.
The hot dog fingers.
Yeah.
damn. They use their feet to like brush away the tears and
Yeah, I just love how
No,
they give her
Mom,
like
Google
she uses
eyes.
that world to get her super foot powers at one point.
Right?
or the thumb. Where you hear the Smash Brothers knockout sound effect.
Auditor of the year. It's a giant golden butt plug.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to censor it out. It's funny watching that fight because it's literally just like a bandage with a dildo attached to it, like behind the scenes, because they can't actually be naked.
True.
It's like, dude, I should find this shit.
Oh, so it's just a censored sex toy?
Yeah, but because you can't technically be nude on camera unless it's an NC-17 movie, it's literally just like a bandage with like a dildo like flopping behind it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was like they're wearing a strap on or something.
Yeah, essentially.
So they had an auction of all the props from
Your pumpkin's in your hand, buddy. You're holding it.
of all the major props from Everything Ever All at Once. They had like an auction. Guess which one was the highest paid or the highest?
Dildo.
The Fruit magazine.
The dildo.
The butt plug award.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the Foot magazine.
That would probably be up there, but no.
It was up there. It was just crazy to see just how much. It didn't make as much money as some other like prestigious auctions did, but it made good money. It was all going to charity. But
Yeah,
I
824
good.
nails that shit,
I
right?
I
feel
just
like
love the fucking. It was so funny though, having the fucking like noodle guy from like Kung Fu Panda be the old grandpa in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
Oh,
James,
yes.
yeah. Oh my god. he's
James
so good.
James Hong is like such a legendary prolific actor. He's been acting since the 1930s. He's been in well over 500 like productions, and
He
just
just
having
does the eyes.
yeah, just having him in the film, I think solidifies the legacy of him and that film. It just puts it
Yeah.
up there, and I think
It's
he
good
was a
ending
perfect
point. Yeah.
perfect casting choice for him. If that ends up being his like last role, it's a good note to end up on. But he's 94, but he still doesn't look like
Yeah.
he's showing any signs
The
of
first
slowing
time
down.
ever seeing him was in Blade Runner. That was.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't come here.
I only do
I just do
eyes.
the eyes.
I just did the eyes. I first heard him in I first saw him in Big Trouble in Little China. It's hilarious in that.
Except in Everywhere All at Once, it wasn't him doing the eyes. It was her husband doing all the eyes.
Yep. Oh man, the actor who played the husband was so good. I'm so happy.
Short
Freaking
Round.
Short Round.
Ke-Huy
Kwan.
so happy for him.
Ke Huy Quan.
He hasn't been in movies for 20 years.
Yeah, and
Really?
Crazy Rich
Yeah,
Asians brought
and
him
he
back.
just-
And then there's some
Got
child
super
actors that are
jealous.
never in movies again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that would have been rough.
Well,
Or
he
Peter
did
Pan.
stuff after, right? Like he was in like
He was doing martial arts.
no,
for,
no,
like,
yeah,
different movies.
but I mean
Yeah.
like acting wise, he acted until his like 18, 19, right? Because he was in Encino Man and he was in other stuff later. But yeah, no, 20 fucking years away and comes back with this. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely
I just
wild.
love when he starts running around like an idiot on the security camera at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that was a good catch on second watch. That made me laugh.
Connection established.
Yeah. So many good parts. I also
You
really
hack
like
your
the
business.
dog. Does doggy want to go for a walk? And the dog
The
just
dog
flies
Kasari
across.
Dama.
The dog just flies across the office. The girl that's fine with the dog. I'm like, oh, that's just Anchorman. That's just the dog flying off at Anchorman. So that's a reference to. Good movie. Surprisingly wholesome. Earns its emotional beats. Looks great for like a super low budget movie. It was edited by 5 people during COVID that never edited a movie, which is also insane.
Yeah, and all the VFX was between like 7 people, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Yep.
teaching themselves how to use After Effects and Blender, and I think they did a fantastic job. It's because of seeing how successful that film was, it just gives me a lot of hope for what we want to do. Which we're not officially announcing this yet, but all of us are like film students, and we're been wanting to make get our own project off the ground for a while. Like we're working on some stuff. Gonna keep it under wraps, but for anyone listening in, there's your little preview.
I'm a cheap actor.
Yeah. Yep, me too.
What?
I'm a free actor, so that's even better than cheap.
I have a lot of guns.
Did you like Rakakuni?
Yes, Rakakuni.
I love
He was
how
voiced by Randy Newman.
and I love how that paid off too. Like it's set up as a throwaway joke, but they end up committing to it, and that it just hit me on all cylinders.
Yeah, I wasn't
watching
expecting
that,
to
just
actually
like,
see it like represented later in the movie. I thought it was just her being like a silly mom who never paid attention properly.
it's just like I felt so rewarded for just like making note of that, and then to actually see them do something with it, I'm like, holy fuck! I can't believe they committed to the bit. Like they commit to the bit so hard.
The
And
highest
that's what I
level.
love about that film. Like that film was the vibe for all of last year for me. I've been championing it since. Now that it's won an award, I almost don't think about it. It's just like it
It got
crossed
what
into
it
the
deserved.
mainstream. It
Very well
it got
deserved,
exactly
yeah.
what it deserved. But it's a fantastic
Got what
film.
it fucking deserved.
And and then just contrasting that with like Beau is Afraid coming out the same month a year later, or
Here's the thing, though. I was just looking at it, and box office wise, Everything Everywhere was 14 million and made 140 million worldwide.
Ooh.
So they had more than enough money to give Ari Aster 35 to do whatever the fuck he wanted. I'll say that much.
Absolutely.
Within that slate year, like they were fine, and everyone's making
but
it
Beau is
like,
Afraid
oh, his
was
career's
in the
over,
works before Everything Everywhere came out.
Oh, it was,
wasn't
but I'm just saying
True.
you can confidently sit on that. You don't have to make a panic like
They may have given
only-
them more money. Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
may
yeah.
have.
Isn't it still their highest grossing film? Like A24.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It made like $200 million. Everything.
100, yeah, probably closer to
Shot for like 20 million.
Yeah, man.
Hi,
Mm.
Soren.
Oh, that's a good point. I never considered that. Very insightful
He also
commentary.
likes to watch movies right now.
Oh yeah.
Pro tip.
This is a show that welcomes all ages.
Yep, that's congratulations. Special shout out to my friend Matt, who's a great father-in-law, great friend with his kids, Soren.
Your kid's name's Soren?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is spider on your belly.
Fucking wild. I mean, sorry, not to dox your child, but fucking like that's a crazy name.
Hey, at least it's
Love
not
it.
Elon Musk.
Soren
Yeah.
to bother you.
The main
Soren.
reason he's named Soren is because I was in charge of picking the girls' names, and he was in charge and he won.
Yeah.
Winning.
Based.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Absolutely, yeah, winning.
I don't know, man.
Sigma male grind set.
Honestly, I feel like me and Jamar were just like really open about the process for like many months and like had legitimate reasons why we didn't want to use a lot of names. but we each had a lot of names we didn't want to use. So
yeah.
literally, Andromeda was the first one we both agreed on. And it was that easy.
Well, I'm afraid to say your kid's named after the worst Mass Effect game. Sorry to
Bro,
tell
there's
you this.
so many things that it's named. Like I keep finding out things like fucking what is it? Stargate Andromeda? That's
Yep,
like the
Stargate,
one
yep.
fucking people keep telling me. A lot of people keep saying Star Trek. Is there a Star Trek that's specifically that, or is
There
that
might
just
be an
like,
episode.
oh,
Might be an
okay.
I don't
episode.
think so.
Or like there's like an Andromeda fucking
Yep,
fleet or
it's the
something.
Andromeda Galaxy in Star Trek. Yeah.
Oh, they're in Andro. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, people keep throwing random new ones at me, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, that's where it's from too. But I mean, yeah, it's a Greek god.
Belly.
Aw.
All right, so I think that was a successful stream. I think we're gonna close off things here, but tune in next week, this Tuesday coming up for our episode.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right,
yeah.
I'll
mental
see you
health.
guys later.